Hello there, welcome back to Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. This is episode 178, and this time out, we are at Forbes Field in the home of Iron City Beer, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for game number 63 of the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Oldtimer Kings King of the Hill tournament, which has the current Kings, the 1960 Pittsburgh Pirates, hosting the 1957 Milwaukee Braves. So how did we get here, where the Allegheny and Monongahela rivers meet? Well, let's take a look at the hill and see if we can figure it out. So as you can see right off the bat, the hill looks a little bit different than it has for the last 62 games. That's because the 1954 Cleveland Indians have reached 10 wins and the Goodell Cup Finals by defeating the 1961 Detroit Tigers in game number 62. So with the Tigers dropping to the bottom of the hill, that left, and the Indians advancing to the finals, that left the top space open. Pittsburgh, who was on deck, they climbed up to the top, and they will take on the Braves in this one. So if either one of these two teams can string together a few wins, they'll get themselves right back in the thick of things. And we have the 8-6 1950 New York Yankees on deck, with the 2-7 53 Brooklyn Dodgers in the hole. So let's get to the starting lineups for this clash. First, for the visiting Milwaukee Braves, leading off in center field, Bill Bruton. Batting second at shortstop, Johnny Logan. Batting third at third base, Eddie Matthews. Hank Aaron bats fourth. He's in right field. Batting fifth is left fielder Wes Covington. Batting sixth, Joe Adcock. He's at first base. Batting seventh, second baseman Red Schoendienst. Batting eighth, catcher Del Crandall. And on the mound, batting ninth, is Warren Spahn. In 1957, he was 21-11 with a 2.69 ERA. He is a number 2 hitting pitcher, so he gets that card inserted into the lineup. Now for the current Kings, the 1960 Pittsburgh Pirates, leading off in center field, Bill Verdon. Batting second, shortstop Dick Rote. Batting third, left fielder Bob Skinner. Batting fourth, first baseman Dick Stewart. Roberto Clemente's in right field, and he bats fifth. Batting sixth, Smokey Burgess. He's behind the plate. Batting seventh, third baseman Don Hoke. Batting eighth, second baseman Bill Mazeroski. And on the hill and batting ninth is Vinegar Bend Mizell. In 1960, he was 14-8 with a 3.50 ERA. 111 innings pitched. He is a number 1 hitting pitcher, so he gets that card inserted into the lineup for him. And we are ready to get underway. So Bruton in the batter's box. And here's the pitch from Mizell. And that's a strikeout to start things off. One down here in the top of the first. That brings up Johnny Logan, Brave shortstop. Pitch from Mizell. Logan gets underneath this one. Stewart's under it over there at first base for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the first, and Eddie Matthews. Here's the pitch. And Matthews gets a hold of this one, sends it back to deep center field. Bill Verdon back to the track, to the wall. It's way up, out of here, gone. A 2-out, 1-run home run from Matthews. And the Braves lead 1-0. Mizell gets a fatigue point for that. That brings up Hank Aaron. 2 outs, top of the first. Braves lead 1-0. Here's the pitch. And that's a 2-out single for Aaron. Makes the turn at first base, but he's going to hold there. So man on first, 2 outs for left fielder Wes Covington. Pitch from Mizell. And this is another deep drive, this time to left field. Bob Skinner, no question about this one. It's way up, out of here, gone. Another 2-out home run, this one for 2 runs, as Covington takes it out of the park, or sends it out of the park. And it is 3-0 Milwaukee. Mizell giving up 2 home runs with 2 outs, and there is already some activity or some moving around at least in the Pirates bullpen. Looks like Harvey Haddix is taking his jacket off. He'll be warming up. All right, so 3-0. Milwaukee here in the top of the first. Joe Adcock is next. Here's the pitch. It's a fly ball to left field, but it is an X check for Bob Skinner. He's a 3, and we roll a 5. And Skinner makes a shoestring catch out there for the 3rd out. But the Braves pick up 3 runs on 2 home runs. So that's 3 runs on 3 hits. No one left on base, and with a half inning in the books, it's the Braves 3 and the Pirates coming to bat. Mizell gets his 4th fatigue point. Not a good start for the Pirates pitcher. So here's Warren Spahn. Bottom of the first. Braves lead 3-0. First batter for the Pirates is center fielder Bill Verdon. Here's the pitch. And that's a strikeout. First out here in the bottom of the first. That brings up Dick Grote. Pitch from Spahn. It's a line drive, but right at Joe Adcock for out number 2. Next is Bob Skinner, Pirates left fielder. And that's a strikeout to end the inning. Second strikeout for Spahn. Pirates go 1-2-3. No runs, no hits. No one left on base. 1 inning complete. It's the Braves 3 and the Pirates 0. Warren Spahn picks up fatigue point number 1. As mentioned, Mizell is already at 4 fatigue points. Harvey Haddix has been warming up out there and is ready to go when needed. Leading off for the Braves here in the top of the second is Red Shandy, second baseman. Here's the pitch. And the hits just continue. The Shandy's hits one into the gap. He rounds first, slides into second with a leadoff double. So man on second, nobody out. And catcher Del Crandall, here's the pitch. That's way outside for ball 4, and Crandall trots down to first base. It's now first and second with nobody out. And Warren Spahn. Pitch from Mizell. Spahn squares around the bunt. And he rolls that one back to Mizell. His only play is to first base, so the sack is successful for the first out, but the runners move up 90 feet. So now it's runners on second and third with 1 out. And Bill Bruton. Pirates are bringing the infield in. Here's the pitch to Bruton. Low and outside. And they are loaded. Bases loaded with 1 out. This will probably be the last batter for Mizell. Not a good start for him. And it's Johnny Logan. Here's the pitch. It's a fly ball to center field. Bill Verdon's under that, makes the catch. And Shandy's is going to tag and score, and it's now 4-0. The other runners hold up. So it's first and second with 2 outs. And another run for the Braves to make it 4-0. Mizell picks up another fatigue point. And that's going to bring up... Oh, Logan gets an RBI in that. Excuse me. It's going to bring up Eddie Matthews. Matthews homered his first time up. Here's the pitch from Mizell. And here's another deep drive to center field. Back goes Bill Verdon. It is way up, out of here, gone. Another home run for Eddie Matthews. 2 in a row. 2 more runs. And the Braves have blown this open. It is now 6-0. 8 fatigue points for Mizell, and his day is over. So the new pitcher for the Pirates here in the top of the second is Harvey Haddix. 1960, he was 11-10 with a 3.98 ERA, 172 innings pitched. Not the start Pittsburgh wanted here. But it's what they got to deal with. All right, so 2 outs, nobody on. Braves lead 6-0. And Hank Aaron. Pitch from Haddix. It's a fly ball to center field. Verdon's under that, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So 3 more runs from the Braves here in the top of the second. 3 runs on 2 hits. One man left on base. Or excuse me, 2 men left on base. No, 1 man left on base. And after 1.5, it's the Braves 6, Pirates nothing. Haddix gets a fatigue point. All right, Warren Spahn now with a 6-run lead out here for the bottom of the second, and it's Dick Stewart. And that's a strikeout number 3 for Spahn. And there's 1 away here in the bottom of the second. That brings up Roberto Clemente. Pitch from Spahn. Clemente gets underneath that one. It's going to stay in the infield. Red Shandies is under that. Makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. And that brings up Pirates catcher Smokey Burgess. Pitch from Spahn. Burgess lines this one, but right at third baseman Eddie Matthews. And once again, the Pirates go 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no one left on. 2 complete innings. And it's 6-0. Braves over the Pirates. Spahn picks up fatigue point number 2. Harvey Haddix is going to face Wes Covington. Covington homered his first time up. Here's the pitch. And that's a leadoff single for Covington. He's 2 for 2 now. So he's on first, nobody out. And first baseman Joe Adcock. Adcock is 0 for 1. Pitch from Haddix, excuse me. And this is trouble. That's another base hit. Covington got a good jump. He's going to go into third. Hold up there. So it's first and third with nobody out. Pirates are keeping the infield at normal depth. And here's the pitch to Shandies. It's a ground ball to short. And it's going to be Grote to Mazeroski and to Dick Stewart for a 6-4-3 double play. But Covington's going to score. And it's now 7-0. Haddix gets another fatigue point. That brings up Del Crandall. He walked his first time up. Pitch from Haddix. It's a ground ball back to Haddix. He trots over towards first base and tosses to Dick Stewart for the third out. So the Braves pick up another run. It's 1 run on 2 hits. Nobody left on. After 2.5, it's the Braves 7 and the Pirates nothing. Haddix picks up another fatigue point. He's already at 3. Warren Spahn, 7-run lead. Bottom of the third, excuse me. Pitch to Don Hoke. This one stays in the infield. Shandes calls everyone off. He's under that, makes the catch. 1 away. Brings up second baseman Bill Mazeroski. Pitch from Spahn. And that's another strikeout. Strikeout number 4. And there are 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Pitcher Harvey Haddix. He is a number 4 pitcher, so we got to switch the card out for him. But he's going to bat here. Pirates down 7-0. Pitch from Spahn. That's a ground ball to short. And that's going to be Johnny Logan to Joe Adcock for the third out. 3 up, 3 down again. No runs, no hits, no one left on. And after 3 complete innings, it's the Braves 7 and the Pirates nothing. Spahn, fatigue point number 3. Haddix, I don't know why I keep saying that. Haddix is out here to chew up some innings at this point. And leading off will be Warren Spahn. Here's a pitch from Haddix. It's a fly ball to center field. Bill Verdon's under that, makes the catch. 1 away. Back to the top of the order for the Braves and Bill Bruton. Bruton is 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's the pitch. And that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 1 for Haddix, and there are 2 away here in the top of the 4th. And that brings up Johnny Logan. Johnny Logan's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. It's a fly ball to center field. Verdon's under that, makes the catch. And for the first time this game, the Braves go 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no one left on. After 3.5, they still lead 7-0. Haddix gets another fatigue point. That puts him at 4. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. First batter Warren Spahn is going to face Bill Verdon, top of the order for the Pirates. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, and Pirates get their first base runner on a walk to Bill Verdon. So Verdon's on first, nobody out. And Dick Grote. Here's the pitch. Grote lines this one right at Eddie Matthews for the first out. Or excuse me, not at Eddie Matthews, but Don Hoke. Matthews gets back to first base to avoid the double play. So there's a man on first with 1 out for Bob Skinner. Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball back to Spahn. It's an X check. He's a 2. We roll a 3. Spahn's only play is to go to first base. And he does just that. Matthews moves up to second. Oh, wait a second here. I'm messing up. I am messing up. All right, we got to fix this. So, it was Verdon who singled. Or, excuse me, walked. Grote lined out for the second out. Or for the first out. And Skinner now has grounded out 1-3 for the second out, and that allows Verdon to move up to second base. I don't know why I was up there. Brain fart. Excuse my language. All right. Man on second with 2 outs. And Dick Stewart. Here's the pitch. This one stays in the infield. And Joe Adcock over there near the first base bag makes the catch for the third out. But the Pirates do get their first base runner on a walk. They leave him stranded at second base. So no runs, no hits, 1 man left on. And after, and look, I'm doing it again. Okay, that's not right. Let's see, P3 for the 3rd out. And no runs, no hits, no one left on. Or excuse me, 1 man left on. And after 4 innings, it's the Braves 7 and the Pirates nothing. And please excuse me for that mental error. Spahn will pick up fatigue point number 4. Harvey Haddock's coming back out here for the top of the 5th. And it's going to be Eddie Matthews, Hank Aaron, and Wes Covington. So there's a pitch to Matthews. And that's a leadoff single. So we got to cross that out. Make that a single. And he's on first. So there's a man on first, nobody out, and Hank Aaron. Pitch from Haddock's. And this is trouble. Aaron hits a base hit. And that allows Matthews to move to 3rd. So there's runners on the corners with nobody out, and Wes Covington, who's already homered twice in this game. Infield at normal depth. Pitch from Haddock's. That's going to score a run. Covington's 3 for 3 on his single. And Matthews scores, and it's 8-0. So there's runners on 1st and 2nd. Oh, let me double check that. Yes, runners on 1st and 2nd. Nobody out. 8-0. Harvey Haddock's picks up fatigue point number 5. He's running out of steam here. And we're only in the top of the 5th. And it's Joe Adcock. So, got 1st and 2nd. Nobody out. Pitch to Adcock. And that's a strikeout. That's the 1st out of the inning. Strikeout number 2 for Haddock. Haddock's, boy, I'm having all kinds of problems in this one. So, 1st and 2nd, 1 out. Red Shandy's. Pitch. And this is going to score some more runs. Shandy's hits one up the middle. That's going to score Aaron. And Covington moves to 3rd on Shandy's single. So it's runners on the corners and another run. And Haddock's is up to 6 fatigue points. And that's going to bring up Del Crandall. So runners on the corners with 1 out. It's now 9-0. And Tom Chaney is warming up for the Pirates as Del Crandall comes to the plate. This one's gotten away from the Pirates already. And this is going to score some more runs as Crandall hits one into right field. Shandy's to 3rd. Covington scores. It is now 10-0. Haddock's picks up fatigue point number 7. And his day is over. Actually, he's going to pitch to Spahn here. So we got runners still on the corners and 1 out. Haddock's pitches. It's a fly ball to left field. It's an X-check for Bob Skinner. He's up 3. We roll a 19. And we got to roll again. 10. Skinner makes the catch out there, but that's going to allow Shandy's to tag up. It's 11-0 on the sac fly. And RBI for Warren Spahn. And now Haddock's, his day is done. And the new pitcher for the Pirates is Tom Chaney. $11-0. In 1960, Tom Chaney was 2-2 with a 3.98 ERA, 52 innings pitched. He's listed as a starter reliever. That's why I'm bringing him in at this point, just to chew up some innings. So the first batter Chaney is going to face is Bill Bruton. So there's a man on first with 2 outs now. And the pitch from Chaney. It's a ground ball to short. It's going to be Grote over to Dick Stewart to finally get out of this inning. The bats are on fire for Milwaukee. 4 more runs on 4 hits. And a man left on. And after 4.5, it is the Braves 11. The Pirates, nothing. Tom Chaney gets fatigue point number 1. All right, bottom of the 5th. Roberto Clemente leads things off for the Pirates. Here's the pitch from Spahn. And the Pirates got their first hit as Clemente hits one in the gap and slides into second with a leadoff double. So he's on second base, nobody out, and Smokey Burgess. Here's the pitch. And Burgess hits a ball into right field for a base hit. Clemente comes around to score, and the Pirates are on the board. It's 11-1. Spahn picks up fatigue point number 5. So a man on first, nobody out, and Don Hoke. It's the pitch. It's a fly ball to right field. Hank Aaron's under that, makes the catch for the first out. Burgess holds it first. That brings up Bill Mazeroski. Pitch from Spahn. It's a line drive, but right at first baseman Joe Adcock for the second out. They try to get Burgess, but he gets back to the bag in time. There's 2 outs, and that brings up pitcher Tom Chaney. He is a number 2 hitting pitcher, so we'll have to switch that card for him. So a man on first with 2 outs. And here's the pitch from Spahn. It's a ground ball to short. It's going to be Logan over to Adcock. And that's it for the Pirates. But they do pick up a run. 1 run on 2 hits. 1 man left on. And after 5, it's the Braves 11, the Pirates 1. Spahn picks up another fatigue point. That puts him at 6. All right, Chaney will face Johnny Logan. Eddie Matthews and Hank Aaron. Here's the pitch to Logan. Almost hits him. That's ball 4. Logan trots down to first base, so he's there with nobody out. And Eddie Matthews. Pitch from Chaney. And that one's low and outside. 2 walks in a row. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Pirates pitching has been abysmal in this game. So first and second, nobody out, and Hank Aaron. Pitch. Way inside. Aaron jumps out of the way, and that's ball 4. He has loaded the bases with 3 walks in a row, and that cannot be good. Wes Covington, who's homered twice in this game, is up now. And here's the pitch from Chaney. It's a line drive, but right at third baseman Dick Don Hoke. And the runners all hold. That's the first time Covington's been retired in this game, so that's a line out to third base for the first out. Bases are still loaded. Pirates infield is at normal depth. Here's Joe Adcock. And that's a strikeout. First strikeout for Cheney. Now there's 2 away. So bases loaded, 2 outs, and Red Shandies. It's a pitch. And he walks Shandies and walks in another run. And things just keep getting worse for the Pirates. It's now 12-1. And another fatigue point for Cheney. But he's staying out there for right now. Bases still loaded, 2 outs. Del Crandall. And believe it or not, it's another hit. Single on a 1. Everything else was a line out to third base. We roll a 1 to add insult to injury. And another run scores. And Cheney picks up another fatigue point. And it's now 13-1. Crandall gets an RBI. That brings up Warren Spahn. Here's the pitch. And that's a strikeout to end the inning. Finally. That's strikeout number 2. 2 more runs on 1 hit. And it's now 13-1 in favor of the Braves. Cheney gets fatigue point number 4. And you can hear a pin drop here at Forbes Field. So Warren Spahn cruising along here. Bottom of the 6th. They lead 13-1. It's the top of the order for the Pirates. Bill Verdon. And it's a leadoff single for him. So he's on first, nobody out. Dick Grote. Pitch from Spahn. It's a ground ball to third base. And Hoke's gonna get the lead runner at second. Or excuse me, not Hoke. But Eddie Matthews is gonna get the lead runner at second. That's Verdon for the first out. And Grote reaches on a fielder's choice. There's a man on first with 1 out. Brings up Bob Skinner. Pirates left fielder. He's 0 for 2. It's a pitch. Infield pop-up. Joe Adcock's under that. Makes the catch. 2 away. 2 outs, man on first for Dick Stewart. Stewart is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. It's ground ball to second baseman. Red Shandies. It's an X check. Shandies is a 1. We roll a 13. And Shandies makes a nice play. Fires from his knees over to first base. And Adcock makes the catch there. And they get Stewart by a half step to end the inning. So no runs on 1 hit. 1 man left. After 6, the Braves lead the Pirates 13-1. Warren Spahn picks up fatigue point number 7. Tom Cheney, who is at 4 fatigue points. Here in the top of the 7th is going to face the top of the order for the Braves and Billy Bruton. And that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Cheney. And there's one away. Johnny Logan. Pitch. It's a ground ball to short. It's an X check. And Dick Groat's a 2. We roll a 1. And that one gets by Groat. Rolls into left field. That's a 1-out single for Logan. Groat took a stab at it. Couldn't come up with it. And it was scored a hit. So a man on first with 1 out, and Eddie Matthews. Pitch from Cheney. Low and outside. Another walk. Logan moves up to second. Runners on first and second with 1 out, and Hank Aaron. Braves lead 13-1. Here's the pitch. And that's another base hit. They're loaded. Bases loaded, 1 out. And Wes Covington, who has homered twice and has been on base 3 out of his 4 at-bats. He's 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs. Here's the pitch. And here's some more runs for the Braves. That's a base hit. The 4th hit of the game for Covington. And that's going to score 2 more runs as Logan and Matthews cross. And Aaron holds up at third. That's 6 RBIs for Covington in this game. And it's now 15-1. And Cheney picks up fatigue points 6 and 7. There's still only 1 out. Runners on the corners. Pitch to Adcock. It's a ground ball to short, but it's an X check. Dick Groat's a 2. We roll a 17. And they're going to get out of this because Adcock grounds into a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. But the Braves do pick up 2 more runs. 2 runs on 3 hits, excuse me. 2 men left. And as we stretch them, it is now the Braves 15 and the Pirates 1. Cheney hits 7 fatigue points. All right, bottom of the 7th. Leading things off for the Pirates is Roberto Clemente. Here's the pitch. And it's a fly ball to deep left field, sending Wes Covington back to the track, to the wall. He jumps up and makes the catch for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Long, loud out from Roberto Clemente. Here's the pitch from Spahn to Smokey Burgess. This one stays in the infield. Red Shandies is under that. Makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. And that brings up Don Hoke. Pitch from Spahn. Ground ball to third base. Eddie Matthews over to Joe Adcock. And the Pirates go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no one left on base after 7 complete. It's the Braves 15 and the Pirates 1. Tom Cheney's coming out right now for the Pirates, but Joe Gibbon is warming up and will be available when needed. All right, so leading things off for the Braves here in the top of the 8th is Red Shandies. That's a leadoff single. Milwaukee has certainly brought their bats to Pittsburgh in this game. So, Shandy's on first, nobody out. Del Crandall, pitch. And a ball up the middle. Gets into the gap. That allows Shandy's to move to third. Crandall Holds up at first. There's runners on the corners, as we've had many times in this game for the Braves, with nobody out. And Warren Spahn. Pitch from Cheney. It's a fly ball to center field. It's going to be an X check for Bill Verdon. He's a 1. We roll a 16. And Verdon makes the catch. It was too shallow for Shane Dees to tag up. So there's 1 away. So runners still on the corners. 1 out. Back to the top of the order for the Braves. And Billy Bruton. Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball to third base. It's going to be another X check. This time it's for Don Hoke. He's a 1. And we roll a 10. And Hoke fires over to Grote, who in turn to Dick Stort for the 5-6-3 double play to end the inning. So, only the second time that the Braves haven't scored in an inning. So, no runs on 2 hits. 2 men left on base. After 7.5, still 15-1 in favor of the Braves. Cheney is probably done. He's at 8 fatigue points as a reliever. He is fatigued now. Warren Spahn back out here for the bottom of the 8th. With a 14-run lead, and it's Bill Mazeroski, the first batter. And it's a leadoff single for Maz. So he's on first, nobody out. And as mentioned, Cheney's day is over. And Dick Schofield is going to pinch hit for Cheney. Joe Gibbon will be the pitcher for the Pirates in the top of the 9th. All right, so man on first, nobody out, and Dick Schofield. Pitch from Spahn. And that's a strikeout. That is strikeout number, looks like number 5 for Spahn for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. And we're back to the top of the order. Bill Verdon. Man on first, 1 out. Pirates trail 15-1. Here's the pitch. Stays in the infield. Red Shane Dees under that one. Makes the catch. And there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Brings up Dick Grote. Man on first. That's Mazeroski. Here's the pitch from Spahn. And he hits a fly ball to left field. This is a routine 1 for Wes Covington. And that's the 3rd out. No runs. 1 hit. 1 man left on. We've completed 8, and it's the Braves 15 and the Pirates 1. Warren Spahn gets fatigue point number 8. Or excuse me, that should be number 9 because he did give up a run. All right, the new pitcher for the Pirates is Joe Gibbon. 1960 was 4-2 with a 4.05 ERA, 80 innings pitched. He's listed as a starter reliever. And he's going to face Johnny Logan here in the top of the 9th. Here's the pitch. Yeah, it's a pop-up. It's got to stay in the infield. Dick Grote's under that, makes the catch, and there's 1 away. 1 out. Nobody on. Eddie Matthews. Here's the pitch. Why not? We roll another 1. It's a deep fly ball to left field. Back goes Bob Skinner. Way up, out of here, gone. The 3rd home run of the game for Eddie Matthews. I was wrong earlier. It wasn't Wes Covington who hit 2 home runs. It was Eddie Matthews. Well, let's make it 3. Because Matthews goes yard, and it's now 16-1. And Gibbon gets a fatigue point. Can't get much worse. So 1 out, nobody on. Hank Aaron. It's a ground ball to short. It's an X check for Dick Groat. He's a 2. We roll a 10. And sure, why not? Off of Groat's glove, rolls towards third base into left field, and Aaron is on with an E6. Cruises into second base. So it's a man on second. First error of the game goes to the Pirates. A man on second with 1 out as they trail 16-1. Wes Covington's up next. Pitch from Gibbons. And it's a ground ball to short. Groat over to Stewart for the putout and second out. And Aaron moves over to third base. That brings up Joe Adcock. Runner on third. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It's a fly ball to center field. It's going to be an X check for Bill Verdon. He's a 1. We roll a 6. And he makes the catch out there to end the inning. But the Braves pick up an insurance run on Eddie Matthews' 3rd home run of the game. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 man left on. As we go to the bottom of the 9th, the Braves lead the Pirates 16-1. Gibbon picks up another fatigue point. Warren Spahn's going to finish this one out. And he's going to face Bob Skinner here. It's a ground ball to short. It's going to be an X check for Johnny Logan. He's a 3. We roll a 2. And that's a leadoff hit. Logan can't get to that one. And Skinner makes the turn, but holds at first base. So Skinner's on first. Nobody out. Dick Stewart. Pitch from Spahn. And that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 6 for Warren Spahn. First out here in the bottom of the 9th. And Roberto Clemente, man on first. That's Bob Skinner. Here's the pitch. It's a fly ball to left field. Wes Covington's under that for the second out. And the last chance for the Pirates is Smokey Burgess. Pitch from Spahn. It's a ground ball to third. And Eddie Matthews over to Joe Adcock to end the misery for the Pirates here. No runs. 1 hit. 1 man left on. And this one is finally over. As the Braves win 16. That's right, 16-1. All right, first for the Braves, 16 runs on 18 hits. 18. No errors. Pirates, 1 run on 5 hits. They committed 1 error. Winning pitcher, of course, is Warren Spahn, who goes the distance, giving up 1 run, 6 strikeouts, 5 hits. And the loss goes to Vinegar Bend Mizell. The new kings of the hill are the 1957 Milwaukee Braves, and they will take on the 1950 New York Yankees in Game 64 of this tournament. If you hung out with me, I appreciate it. And I will be back again in the near future with another video. And until then, take care.